Okay, who are you and where are you from?
My name's Joe Minutolo. I'm from Bar Harbor, Maine.
And I understand you're on some environmental committees on the town council?
I am. I'm on the Bar Harbor Town Council, but I'm also on the Climate Emergency Task Force.
And you're the owner here of the Bar Harbor Bicycle Shop.
That's correct.
And what are you guys, what are you all doing as a town to adjust to climate change? And
we're doing a lot of things, actually. This town, seems to have a real appetite to help protect its environment. We have many solar projects going on right now. Right now, our town garage and our high school are completed with solar panels. We're actually building a larger scale solar array in a place called Higgins Pit also, which will service the town. We do many things as far as recycling goes, many environmental things. The Environmental Task Force right now is doing a complete audit of all of our buildings, doing an audit of all of our vehicles, looking at carbon emissions, trying to get a real handle on where we can improve, how we can improve, and what steps we need to move forward on doing these things.
Well, three of the things I saw online that are kind of interesting is, one is you have some flooding, coastal issues, and you have, of course, you're surrounded by forests. And those are a couple of the bigger things. Are you doing anything about roadways or shoring up or even planning on development that has to do with your shoreline?
There definitely is conversation about that at this point. We do recognize there was a study done that looked down the road with current environmental changes and sea level rise and what lands it would affect. A lot of the highways and things like that are drastically affected by that are state of Maine DOT type highways, but there still are some like side roads and lower lying areas that are town roads that we need to address also.
Do you have a fire issue?
As far as like fire danger goes, this was an extremely unbelievably dry summer season. We didn't have any issues as far as any wildfires on the island this year, but it certainly could have happened this year because it was so extremely dry.
I know that you had one that threatened the whole city in 43 or something.
47.
Like that. 47.
Yeah, the 47 fire was huge.
And then, do you have a fishing industry here, or like fishermen here?
Yeah, we have a lobster industry.
And are they finding it any difference going on of late years?
It sounds as though a lot of the catch is moving further north, further offshore. I don't think it's really affected us as much yet, because I think when you go into, southern New England, I think that's where they're finding that the deficiencies. It's been, I would probably go right to the source and ask some of the lobstermen, but I know they've been struggling this year with fuel costs and low value on the lobster. Okay. They've been struggling along with those types of issues.
And now, earlier when I met you, you mentioned that you've been here a lot of years. You came here, what, in the
1969.
69.
Yeah.
And have you seen any environmental changes over those years?
Oh, yeah. The winters are definitely shorter, not nearly as extreme. The extreme portions of the winter, we don't seem to get as much snowfall as we used to. We usually when we do get snowfalls, we might have an extreme rain event just after a big snow. As far as ice on the lakes and things like that, these lakes used to get literally feet of ice thick. Now you get inches of ice thickness. It's just there are a lot of environmental changes that are happening before our very eyes. So.
And what about the future? I mean, you talked a little bit about the city council, but are you worried about projections about what it might do to the town? And you're on an island surrounded by water.
Yeah.
And all your coasts are at risk if there's rising sea shores,
Yeah.
seawater, and the development along there. I know that in some cases down south, the building of hotels is being thwarted by concerns.
Yeah.
And even homes. I know on the West Coast, building of homes and things like that are being.
You know, I think we're fortunate up here somewhat just because of the type of terrain we have. The elevation steps up relatively quickly for the lion's share of what's built along the shore. Southern Maine, I know, is definitely, you know, seeing some issues with sea level rise and infiltrating lower lying areas along the shorefront. I think that it's definitely a concern. There's no question about that. But I think we're a little ways off from it on where it could be incredibly detrimental. It's not going to be like Florida was in this last hurricane.
Hurricane Ian.
Yeah, just because of just the way our geography is. So.
Very good. And I guess finally, are you personally worried about it on a 1 to 10 scale? How worried are you about climate crisis?
I'm worried. I'm worried. You know, we're trying to look at things ourselves personally. We can change. You know, we just bought a hybrid car to get better mileage. You know, we sell all kinds of bicycles. We've been in the bicycle business for 45 years now, and it's one of those things that, you know, the electric bikes, I'm really trying to tap into that commuter market to try to get people out of their cars and maybe use an alternative source of transportation. So we're all trying to do our little bit that we possibly can, but it definitely is going to be the sum of all parts that makes substantial change. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much on this 27th of October in Bar Harbor, Maine. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.